If your MacBook is missing a little Riz, don't worry, we've got the secret sauce that even you can't resist. So let's check it out. I get it. You're an accessory hoarder. Why else would you be watching this? But there's no shame in that, because the real issue is trying to carry it all. The tiny cables, chargers, and little knickknacks will probably get lost in the black hole that you call style. So a huge shout out to Alpaka for partnering on this video, because if there's one thing they do well, it's pockets, and very secured ones too. Whether it's from your Butterfingers spilling your Diet Coke, or from your so-called friends who constantly try and forever borrow your cable and chargers. Thankfully, they've also considered the late night quickies. There's the front pocket that's just as liquid sealed, which is perfect when you pair it with your daily essentials and other must-have late night snacks. Inside the main compartment, they've built it accordion style, basically allowing you to fully see everything inside without it spilling out every single time. You've got zippered pockets, a long magnetic sleeve for the skinny tall items like yourself, plenty of open storage area with stretch sleeves to keep things from sliding around, but my favorite is this. Wha-bam! It perfectly fits an iPad mini with a sleeve built in just for it too. The orange lining on this colorway is also clutch if you hate playing I Spy with your tiny tools, but outside of that, the minimal branding keeps it looking sleek, which is perfect when you find out they also include a strap, so you can actually wear the bag like a fanny pack too, whether it's in vertical mode if you like people staring at you, or a standard crossbody, which could make this one of the most organized sling bags you'll ever use. Plus, with the amount of colors available, you might actually finally end up looking on fleek for once. So details and links down below. If you carry any SD cards with you, you know the anxiety of making sure you don't lose them. Thankfully, PGYTECH also understands this, and their CreateMate card reader and case can feed 2 penguins with 1 fish, or however that saying goes, because as the name suggests, it's designed to store SD cards to your heart's content. Large, small, and even space for SIM cards too, and stocking it up is super satisfying. But even better is when you discover the cable hidden inside, because on the opposite end is the card reader, and when plugged in, not only do you have instant access to your files, it pairs perfectly with the new USB-C iPhone, your Mac as a backup storage device, and iPads too for some on-the-go editing. Plus, when you're done, it all stores within the case that surprisingly holds everything securely in place without any budging in my scientific shake tests. But then, wha-bam! Combined with its exterior silicone shell, this is designed to be so overkill in protection for your memory cards, because knowing you actually probably need it. Better yet, just in case, they also made it weatherproof, so while you can't swim with it, you can rest assured when you spill coffee all over it that everything inside, like my elbows, is bone dry. Combine that with its small footprint, it's easy to toss into any pocket or pouch and not have to worry about treating it like a baby, because honestly, it's probably stronger than you are. Hands down, the coolest USB thumb drive that can transfer a 4GB file in under 5 seconds. Which, for the record, still isn't faster than you every single night. The Dockcase Pocket M2 drive is appropriately named as it's exactly that. Pocketable. They're smaller than AirPods, yet they still manage to stuff everything into a metal shell, so it can take a beating and you don't have to second guess taking this around with you. But that metallic backing also acts as a great heatsink too. Given how fast this can go, it'll need some way to cool off in such a tiny space. The Pocket utilizes a newer and tinier type of storage, which is pretty cool on its own in a nerdy kind of way, but pair it with their included data cable and you may never have to wait for your large accounting video files to transfer ever again. Seriously, we struggled to record this transferring because it happened so quickly. Plus, unlike other drives that corrupt when you accidentally do this, the Dockcase though has a built-in battery that allows it to shut down properly so none of your memes get lost forever. It's so tiny and cool that you'll want to strap it to your keys and show off. But if you don't nerd out that hard, it also fits in any pocket that you throw it into. Look, I love cases, but I'm not a fan of putting one on a MacBook until I felt this. And the best way I can describe it is that it's like carrying around a luxury car seat, because the Spigen Urban Fit case makes your MacBook feel premium, as it also looks the part too and is thoughtfully designed in every aspect, whether it's giving you proper cutouts to still fit cables, vent holes for better airflow, pillow, and its very own feet to keep it clean off your grimy dinner table. All that in a lightweight plastic shell that's quick and easy to install in just a few snaps, making it not only feel addictive to hold, which is a weird thing to say about a case, but also offer plenty of scratch resistance when rubbing up against zippers, sliding along tables, and just your daily dings and dongs when working with other accessories too. It stays looking and feeling fresh, but more importantly, you will get addicted to doing this all day. I know for a fact you've done this before, and I've got the $20 solution so your mom won't rage at you again. The Spigen Easy Slide and Brush Screen Cleaner is perfect for any device that also has a screen attached. The sliding brush is perfect for the crumbs because, unlike you, it's got a head full of hair. Oh, and yes, this is my personal MacBook if you're wondering, but that's only because I trust this to do the job. Storing it away is as easy as a single push, and the opposite side has what 93% of the population needs: a screen cleaner. Perfect to give your MacBook a quick buff, leaving it shinier than my forehead. It's about the size of AirPods, so it doesn't cost you much in space either. And because it's made of plastic all around, it doesn't feel like you're carrying a brick around. It keeps itself fairly clean by hiding away when stored, but if you're as dirty as I think you are, what makes this one special is the pad is removable, and Spigen also includes an extra. It's all blacked out, tiny, and is a 2-in-1 cleaner, so a no-brainer to keep one in your tech pouch, just in case. You didn't know you needed a battery this powerful until you witness what it can actually do, because stuffing all its holes, you can charge your phone, tablet, watch, and laptop all at the same time, really fast on the go. And then flip it around, now it's like you're carrying around your wall outlet too, because you never know when you need to fancy up the room. And to top it off, the Omnicharge 40 Plus battery may be the only battery I've tested to sustain charging 2 MacBooks at the same time on the go. Plus, given its design like the strongest shape in the world, it also doubles as a sturdy stand for added ergonomics too, which then positions it perfectly when you realize it can swap between being a charger and a USB hub too. So now your single MacBook USB-C port becomes a multi-hub for all your storage drive needs. Now, given it's a 2-in-1 charger and hub, you can forgive how large and heavy it is if you do decide to take it with you.
Starting with this portable mini standing desk, the MOFT Z. It may look like a thick piece of cardboard, but actually feels really premium in the hand. Utilizing some fancy origami techniques and the magic of magnets built inside of it, you simply fold it out and everything snaps itself into place, raising everything about 10 inches off your table. And because triangles are basically the strongest shape in the world, by capitalizing on 2 of them here, this is the Iron Man of laptop stands. So gently placing your MacBook on top, you can now work standing like a chump. But your arms are level with the keyboard now, and you no longer have an excuse to complain about your back problems. Plus, using your MacBook Pro does feel like it's on an actual desk, sturdy and no fears of it sliding or tipping off. Now, when you're tired of your boss by 2 p.m., putting this away is just a few folds away, and I will admit, it's actually kind of fun setting up and tearing this down. Of course, you've got a few other angles to work with as well, like this 60-degree stand, just as, if not sturdier in this configuration, which is great for using your iPad, as a true artist understands the importance of a proper viewing angle. Then there's my favorite, your regular low typing angle. At about 25 degrees lifted, the lip on the bottom keeps the MacBook from sliding off, and the screen is lifted high enough now that it lines up eye level while seated. Ergonomics 101. But finally, thanks to its origami superpowers, carrying this full-fledged stand is like carrying a cahier. That's notebook in French. Most importantly, it's thin and small enough you won't dread carrying this around in your bag, as you kind of just forget it's even there. This next one is pretty big, but also really thin for what it can do. The Lepow 15.6-inch portable monitor that can output 1080p resolution. Combine that with the leather cover that acts as a stand as well, and just a single USB-C cable, you've officially doubled your productivity or potentially quadrupled your procrastination. This is a full-fledged workstation now, with the MacBook powering everything while on the go. Now, the stand isn't amazing, but it does offer 2 viewing angles, although I would be careful when handling it, as it isn't the sturdiest stand in the world at either angles, but also don't take your anger out on your monitor and you'll be fine. A portable monitor is great. Well, exactly because of that. it's portable. You can set up any way that floats your boat as you're not tied down to any desk or outlet. Combine that with the MOFT Z, you'll be a productivity beast. And with how light it is, you can even go portrait mode, which is great for reading and other stuff smart people do. Although thin, it doesn't feel cheap with the minimal metal casing. It's definitely got some Apple vibes going on here. Of course, it is a monitor, which means it'll work on any other device as well, like for a larger entertainment system powered by your iPad, or probably what most of you will want this for, a portable Nintendo Switch monitor. With the included cover on, you can toss this in your bag and basically always have a desktop setup ready wherever you go.
iPhone accessories episode 2, or should we finally do one for the Android users? Vote in the comments. But that's it. I rest my MacBook accessories.